Hello everyone. In this lecture we will discuss about the remaining devices which are used in sewage system or in plumbing system. So let us discuss number 7, flushing devices. So when sewers are to be laid in a flat country, it is not possible to obtain a self-cleansing velocity even once a day due to flatness of gradient, especially at the top ends of branch sewers which receive very little flow. Similarly, near the dead ends of the sewer lines, the self-cleansing velocities cannot be achieved because the discharge coming at the starting point happens to be small. So, the flushing devices are provided so that during low velocity of flow, so basically for flat gradient or otherwise materials deposited in the sewers will get flushed periodically. It consists of a concrete or masonry chamber fitted with a U-tube and an inverted bell. So flushing tanks get water from municipal water supply, the rate of flow of which is regulated as per the design. In both these cases, the discharge is required to be increased, and this is done by adding a certain quantity of water by means of flushing devices. So, to discharge the sewage, in this case we have to add some extra water which flush out this sewage or the wastages and clean the sewer line and keep the sewer line also clean. Thus flushing devices help to prevent clogging or blockages of sewers and permit the adoption of flatter gradients than those required to maintain self-cleansing velocity. The various flushing devices may be broadly classified under the following two categories. So basically two types of sewage flushing devices are used. Number 1, hand operated flushing devices. Number 2, flushing tanks. The number 8, grease and oil traps. Grease and oil traps are the chambers provided on the sewer line to exclude grease and oil from sewage before it enters the sewer line. And these are located near the sources contributing grease and oil to sewage, such as automobile repair workshops, garages, kitchens of hotels, grease and oil producing industries, etc. So basically in these places we need to keep a oil and grease trap to extract this oil and grease from this sewage line. So basically the sewage from kitchen, hotels, garages, etc. may contain oil and grease. The oil and grease themselves not only stick to the side of the sewer but also other suspended matters get stuck. Thus, the capacity of the sewer gets reduced. So further oily substances interfere with the treatment of sewage. By oil traps, this can be removed. An oil trap may consist of few compartments in series, each having the inlet near the top and outlet with a bent pipe lower end, being nearer the floor. The oily substances will be floated near the water surface, which are to be separated from the top periodically. It is necessary or also very much important to separate the oil from the sewage. Otherwise, after some time, the sewer line remains blocked or clogged and create different problems for the flowing of sewage. So here it is essential to exclude grease and oil from sewage due to following reasons. First is, if grease and oil are allowed to enter the sewer, they will stick to the inner surface of the sewer and will become hard. thus cause obstruction to flow and reduce the sewer capacity, which I had already told. The suspended matter which would have otherwise flown along with sewage will stick to the inner surface of the sewer due to sticky nature of the grease and oil, thus further reduce the sewer capacity. So if the oil or grease are stick, also they stick with some other matters. If they are stick in the inner surface of the sewage, then the capacity of the sewer to flow the sewage reduces. Time to time it reduces. The presence of grease and oil in sewage makes the sewage treatment difficult as they adversely affect the biochemical reactions. So the presence of a layer of grease and oil on the surface of sewage does not allow oxygen to penetrate, due to which aerobic bacteria will not survive and hence organic matter will not be decomposed. So this will give rise to bad odors. Also, if the oil is stick with this sewage or wastage, they do not decompose the matter, so that different bad odors or foul odors are created and also polluted the environment. The presence of grease and oil in sewage increases the possibility of explosion in the sewer line. Also, this create the explosion in the sewer line, or the possibility of explosion in the sewer line increases due to the presence of oil in the sewage. This is a cross section of the grease and oil trap. Then number 9, inverted siphons. So, inverted siphons are provided basically when the sewer is to cross a natural water course or a railway track or such other obstructions. The main consideration of design is that as cleaning is difficult, the velocity of flow should not be allowed to go down. This can be achieved by dividing the main sewer section into 3 smaller sections in the inverted siphon portion. The first pipe will carry the minimum flow, the second pipe will carry the balance of the average flows, and the third pipe will carry the excess during the maximum flow. So an inverted siphon is a section of sewer which is constructed lower than the adjacent sections to pass beneath the valley, river, stream, road, railway and such other obstructions. It runs full at greater than atmospheric pressure because the crown is depressed below the hydraulic gradient line. Here is some disadvantages of inverted siphons. The inverted siphon should be adopted only under unavoidable circumstances or in the obstacle cases. We provide the inverted siphons. It possesses the following disadvantages. The down gradient in the siphon pipes is not continuous and they are likely to get silted if not properly designed to maintain self-cleansing velocity at all flows. When once silted, it is very difficult to remove the silt. Sometimes a chain extending from inlet chamber to outlet chamber is provided to steer off the deposited silt in the siphon. This will help to keep the silt in suspension. So this is the main disadvantages of this inverted siphon. Number 2, if the inlet chamber is not properly designed, the floating matter contained in sewage will separate out and it will accumulate in the inlet chamber. The working of inlet chamber will then be seriously affected and it will result in the inefficient functioning of the inverted siphon. Obviously, if the sewage block in the inlet chamber or clogged in the inlet chamber, its efficient of function decreases, or its efficient is decreases time to time. Number 3, it is not possible to give side connections to the inverted siphons. Then number 4, when the inverted siphons are built on or under river beds, it should be seen that they possess a sufficient weight or anchorage to prevent their flotation when empty. So, these are the basic or major disadvantages of using inverted siphons as a device in sewage system. Then another device, storm water overflow devices or storm water regulators. So basically they are provided in the combined sewers before the sewage could reach to treatment plant or pumping stations. In the case of combined system of sewerage, a large quantity of storm water flows through the sewer along with domestic sewage. So it is basically used or preferred for combined system. Usually it is neither advisable nor practicable to pump or to treat such a large quantity of sewage. It is therefore possible to divert a portion of this combined sewage and discharge it into a water course such as stream, river, nala, etc. without any trouble. So during storm flow in combined sewers, the discharge becomes very high and diluted, and the dry flow, which is foul in nature, flows at the bottom. So with the help of storm water regulators, storm flow from the top portion is separated and directly discharged to the natural water course, while dry flow is taken to the treatment plant through pumping stations. This is the way excessive load on the treatment plant or on pumping station is avoided. The stormwater overflow devices or stormwater regulators are the devices which are provided in a combined system of sewage to permit the diversion of excess sewage through relief sewer to a water course and thus prevent overloading of sewage, pumping stations, treatment plant or of disposal arrangements. So, following are the three types of stormwater overflow devices or stormwater regulators. Side flow weirs or overflow weirs, leaping weirs or jumping weirs. Then third one, siphons, spillways. So for this lecture this much. In next lecture we also continue this chapter 9 with a question. So for this, thank you.